Hey guys, it's Mark here from Force USA and gym and fitness equipment suppliers in the UK. And I've made a trip down to South Africa to the international showroom, and I'm here with the showroom manager.
Hey guys, Basil here, how you doing?
Basil Clark from...
How was the trip?
It was good. It was good. Long flight, but it's always nice to come into sunny South Africa. It is where I'm from.
We have a lot of sun here, we're blessed, eh?
Going into winter now, so it's going to change.
I know.
All right, guys, so the most requested video we have ever received was a little bit left of field. Didn't expect it, but it was, how does a Force USA functional trainer work? So this is aimed at someone that wants to train at home, has no experience, and this is very intimidating.
And it's a good question to ask.
Absolutely. So this is what the unit will look like once your qualified installers have installed it for you. This is the base, and all the attachments we've placed down over there
on the floor for you to have a
so
look.
You can see that's that. Quick note on these things, I know there's new versions coming out, attachments keep on changing, so you can just check with myself or any other product expert just to identify which attachments you will be getting with your unit. Just starting off over here, Baz, I think the biggest thing is, from what you see here, how does it work? So we'll start off with the functional trainer. This is obviously fully adjustable from the top setting over there. And if you come over to see how it works, it's very basic. You just pull that pop in there and it slides down and up, and it's numbered, so you can always keep track of where you're moving.
And that is on both sides, so you'll see it's also on this side. Mark will demonstrate it only on that side for the purpose of this video, but that column is on both sides, fully adjustable from your head right down to your ankle.
So the unit that we'll be demoing on today is the G6. Probably the most functional and user-friendly unit for someone that's just starting off. That, and obviously the G9 is something that we'll have a look at too. So the second thing would be the Smith bar. Now obviously this unit has the ability to take an additional bar at the front of the rack, but the Smith bar is obviously where you keep things safe.
And it's not a counterbalance Smith machine like the G9 or the G12.
Correct. So what Baz means by that is, when I take this off, this bar has a weight of about 16 kilograms, whereas a counterbalance bar should be weightless.
Correct. It neutralizes the weight of the bar.
So Smith machine, again, you've got all your adjustment points here. All you do is you rotate it out and you clip it back in.
Now, Marco, a very important question that's been asked is, what are those things on the floor down there? So those, Mark will explain to you, what are those hookies on the floor down there for the Smith machine?
So these are your safety catches. So whenever you're going to be doing an exercise where you want to be sure that if you do end up failing, you don't end up in a compromised position.
So would it be right to say you set those at your failure limit?
Correct.
It's on both sides.
Exactly. So if you were to be doing something like a chest press on this, you would put this just above where it touches your chest. So when, we've got it set in there, so we'll just prop them in. Make sure they're at the same height. So what will happen is, obviously, when you do end up failing, this thing will come down and it will catch there.
Correct. So it won't squash your chest or anything.
Absolutely. So another really good way to utilize these when you do your leg press, yes, this unit comes with a vertical leg press plate, and you can execute that movement on here. But a nice way to do the setup is set your limit. So test it out first, see where you limit and how deep you can go without rounding the back, and then you set up your safeties accordingly. So you'll never go past the point where your body starts getting compromised in a rounded back position.
What is quite nice is, if you are injured and you've got certain movements that you can't go too deep in the movement, you can actually set it there and it'll force you to stop at that period. I actually had a knee operation in December and I was only allowed to go a certain range. This will allow you to go that certain range as well. If you don't want to do a full squat or a half a squat or a box squat, that allows you to set it at your limits.
Okay, so just quick talk about cable ratios, Baz.
Yes.
This is a
2:1. So what that means is, every centimeter that comes out, every centimeter that lifts up, that comes out by 2. So if that lifts up by 1, that comes out by 2.
And what that translates to is that the weight that you see on the stack here, so this stack goes all the way up to 100 kilos. With it being 2 to 1, a 5 kilo would actually be 2.5.
2.5, correct.
And all the way down at 100 kilos, your maximum resistance will only be 50 kilos.
But
and
you can clip into both stacks
yes.
on it, and the advantage is you can come out a lot further on the units.
Correct.
So, Marco, if you pick that up on a lightweight there, I'll show you what is quite nice, explosive work. I mean, look how far you can come out on that cable. So you can come out quite far, which is quite nice.
Yeah. So very basic here. It's a pin-based setup. So you just select the weight that you want, you pop it in there, and it sits over there. We've spoken about how you adjust these, and that is how everything works that you see here. Obviously, the pull-up bar, self-explanatory. You've got this hook over here, which we will later cover how to add a power band into this.
If I might say, sorry, Marco, with the cables do stretch over a period of time. It is important to show how to put tension back on the cable, which on this lovely thing over here, you've got different holes that you can adjust to tension the cable again, and you can also tension it up here. So it's not like the elastic, it constantly stretches, but after it's settled, if you do want to pick up the slack, you can adjust it here, or you can adjust it here, or you can contact your local engineer in the UK.
I reckon on something like that, just touch base with us and we'll be able to advise accordingly. So let's quickly have a look at the attachment, Baz. I think this is where it becomes really intimidating for someone that's never used something like this before, and they are wondering what is happening here. So where would you reckon would be a good place to start?
Let's start with the J-hooks. Like Marco mentioned earlier on, you can put a separate Olympic bar on the unit if you want to use it as a power rack, and you do not want to use the Smith machine.
And this is what the J-hook looks like. It's going to sit onto the machine like this, and the bar will fit onto there. So we're going to show you how to do that now.
And there is an extra safety mechanism over here that actually pops it into the upright. It's a pop pin.
All right, cool. So Baz, will you just show them how to put it on?
Marco, I'm going to go into number 5 here. So you line it up into number 5. When you drop it down, as mentioned, there is a pop pin on it, which pops it into place. So what's quite nice is when you put your bar on here, it doesn't kick out like a normal rack would do.
Now Baz, how many of these units actually have a pop pin? Is it only the G6?
Only the G6.
All right. All right, so just a nice little close-up of how the J-hook goes in. Baz said we put it in at number 5, so it goes in there. You pull this pop pin out, line it up, it goes in, and there it sits.
As simple as that.
All right, cool. Baz, what are these?
So that is an adjustment cushion that comes into place for you to do your lat pull downs. Lat pull downs, or you can drop it down to do sit-ups as well. There's multiple uses of this, and it works on both sides.
All right.
So I'll give that. Do you want me to fit it, or are you comfortable?
Fit it, yeah, have it.
So first of all, you've got your easy pop pin that comes out like that, which I suggest, and this is also a screw. So you'll see that is a screw, and it's a pop. So what you'll do is you'll line it up there.
You'll pop this at the top.
You put this pin
goes into the top hole.
That goes into the top hole like this. Line that up. And this one over here is a screw and a pop for your different angles. So that once you've found your angle, your desired height, you will then screw it in place to tighten it in.
Okay.
So then that holds it in place. You
that
see,
is brilliant.
That is not going anywhere.
Okay. Because
I know it works on both sides, left and right.
Baz, in the G range, are all of these adjustable like this?
Correct, yes.
Okay, so the F range is not?
Not, no.
But the G range of pieces, which would be the G3.
Correct.
The G, no,
in
not
the F range, you can go in and out with the pop pin.
Yeah.
You can't go up and down with this one.
The up and down is really cool because that's that minor adjustment that we'll need.
What is quite nice about the pop pin is if you're sitting in to do a lat pull down movement and you can't fetch the bar, that is quite nice because you can grab the bar and then you can actually push yourself down with this and lock yourself down in it.
Brilliant. Okay, back onto the attachments.
Perfect.
What's next, Baz?
So we're going to go to the safety arm. So bear in mind this J-hook that Marco spoke about over here, this is for your bar to rest on, for you to pick it up off. So this is not for you to rest your bar on. This is a safety that if you had to fall, the bar drops on you.
All right, so when you are doing any work in the front rack position with a free bar, this is your safety catch.
Correct. The same as what Marco spoke about on the Smith machine. You set this at your failure limit.
So what, like 14, Baz?
14, yeah. Again, same thing, in, and you pop it again, just like the J-hook.
So going in at 14, pull the thing out, pop it back in, and it's sitting. Fantastic. All right.
That is your J arm.
Cool. Next, dipping handles.
Dip handles. There we go. There's your dipping handle. I just want to make sure we got the correct one for the correct side. No, that is your side. This is my side.
How do you identify that, Baz? How did you pick up that I had the wrong one?
So you will see that this must face on the outside. So when you hook it in and you clip it in, the back tube is flat.
Cool.
That's
So,
on the
so
outside
what
of the
the
machine.
back tube goes against the outside.
Correct.
Fantastic.
Which provides your support. Let's
Cool.
go into 9 over there, Marco. So I'm putting it in here. They'll show you on Marco's side how the pop-in works as well.
Okay, so you said number 9 in again, rotate it up, pull the pop pin out, and it's connected. Fantastic.
That is your dip handles. You'll see there is 2 handles over here, Marco, so you can actually explain what these 2 handles are. Or
Yeah, I will. I just quickly want to grab a power band here, Baz, because this is going to be very cool to show our starters. Okay, obviously body weight movements are quite challenging
Yes.
for people that are just starting off.
Correct.
I found this to be quite a nice little efficient solve. We do power bands, so if you need
different
them,
thicknesses as well.
different thicknesses. So obviously the thicker the band, the more assistance
Correct.
you will get on the dipping handle. So I like to pop it in on the outside.
Please don't go according to color. We go
Yeah.
according to thickness of the band.
Absolutely. So that again would be a question for us, and that's going to make it a lot easier for you to just pop into there, and that's going to offer assistance on the dip. Whereas it's generally quite a tough movement to do if you haven't been training for quite a while.
Correct.
And again, we offer bands from little assistance to quite a lot of
Quite
assistance.
a lot of system. And that's only one of the movements with the band that you can perform in this.
Yeah, you'll actually see that would probably be the next one, Baz,
Correct.
for,
yeah.
for pull-ups.
And on the bottom, we'll show you the band pegs just now, but
Yeah.
there is a multiple range of exercises. So off next, what would you like to, I suggest we go to the leg press.
Yes, because that is probably one of the most frequently asked questions in
Questions.
terms of attachment.
This is the leg press plate, guys.
Okay,
So that would clip in the flat side over here,
flat side at the front.
at the front, correct.
Okay, so Baz, can you do this slowly?
So you'll see you take it like
Because-
this. These are the 2 handles.
All right, and how do you angle this into the bar?
Very simple.
Okay.
So these pop pins here will clip into the Smith bar. So you take these handles up,
So you don't have to do it simultaneously,
No.
right? You put it on
put
first.
it on first like that, and then you can rotate it.
Okay, so there it's already pretty safe because it's
Correct.
catching on there, right?
Correct, on both sides. I wouldn't suggest letting it go, even though I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't suggest letting it go. You take it like that, you slide it up. You can do 2, you could do that one and that one. And you
Okay.
just,
Okay,
there we
cool.
go, that's popped in.
And just it's going to sit at a 45-degree angle.
Correct.
We already know why, and we'll dive into the
You
detail.
can put it on a flat if you rotate it around, but it's not recommended.
No, this is like that for a reason, and we'll cover
unhook
that.
the Smith machine.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, great. So next thing, I think another thing that's also not really an attachment, but sits on the machine more often than not, I would say, would be the landmine attachment.
Perfect. And bear in mind, guys, there's lots of terms for this. Core trainer,
Yeah.
landmine attachment, multiple training, same thing.
Yeah.
That works with an independent bar, and it's for all core explosive base workout. And that would fit on the right of the machine. If I'm looking at it, on the right of the machine.
So it will only fit on the right-hand side.
Only
of
on the
machine.
right-hand side. Whereas the G12 and the G9 can be swapped, rotated either side.
Okay, because I can see where it goes in over here.
Correct.
The other side does not have one of these.
No. So that's where it would fit into.
All right, Baz, and do we just slide this in?
Straight in.
And there we go. That's over there. Again, this is a piece of equipment where you'll slide your free bar into. You'll need an
Correct.
additional bar to access this accessory. So your bar will go in here, and that's going to open you up to movements such as bent over rows and
Core
a
twists.
a lot of
bunch.
functional landmine based movements. So obviously if you go onto YouTube and you just Google, you'll notice that there are over 100 different movements that you can do with this attachment specifically. All right, Baz, now let's dive into the rest of the attachments.
Perfect. Should we start here, just because it's the closest to me?
Yeah.
That is a tricep rope. So you clip it into the cable with the clip, but I do notice there is a clip there on the cable already. Very simple to take it off. Press it in, and take it out.
So this is just a standard carabiner clip. Okay, so you just push it there and it opens up.
It is spring loaded, so it closes back on itself.
Great, so it doesn't have the little wheel where you've got to open.
Which is nice because for training you want to be swap in and out.
Yeah, you want efficiency.
Correct. What is nice to mention with the rope that comes with it, it does swivel. So it's not fixed in place. So if you simply drop that down, you've got a one arm rope. If you put it back up, you've got a pair.
All right.
Very simple.
Cool. Show
So
us how
you take
clip
it like this. You press the carabiner clip, and it's in.
Now, Baz, am I right in saying that every single attachment attaches like this?
Correct. Every single attachment will attach.
So what that's going to mean, if we just pan in on what we've got here at the bottom.
Yes.
Again, I must reiterate, not all of these, all of your attachments will be like this. This was I think it was a limited edition,
on that version.
On this version,
different versions.
Okay, but you will get a V rowing bar, V grip rowing bar, and again, you'll see the hole there. It's again the carabiner. You just pop it in, and that's going to be in place, and you get onto the unit there. We will be doing content around movements specific.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's really necessary to attach all of them and run into the detail. I think it's just the only one that I can still think of that we need to display would be the functional trainer bar.
Correct, and the band pegs on the floor.
Correct.
And lastly, Marco, what do we do? Where do we put all of these? Do we just leave them on the floor when we're not using a machine?
That won't be very efficient.
Or is there lovely hooks to store them?
There are. So let's quickly pull this leg press plate off.
Again, very easy, guys.
Okay, great. Baz, where do we put these things?
So you'll see there's multiple hooks. There's up top here, you've got left and right, and up the bottom here, left and right. And if you turn the workout chart around, we've also got storage hooks. So those are quite a few different storage hooks that you can choose from where you want to store your attachments when they're not in use.
All right, and Baz, that workout chart,
yes.
Is that just the basic guide?
That is just the basic guide. Please bear in mind, guys, if you're a qualified personal trainer, what you're looking at here, you could probably do 10 times more.
Yep.
Targeting the different muscle groups, different angles that you can do. But that's a full comprehensive, I wouldn't call it a basic guide, because there is a multiple of exercises on there.
Yeah. Okay, but obviously for someone that's just starting off, that's...
it's more than adequate, yes.
Okay, brilliant.
Definitely.
Cool. So
Baz, to the band pegs.
Let's go to the band pegs.
So the band pegs over here would be like the elastic band that Marco showed you on the dip. This just offers you more for the Power Rack Smith machine. Fully adjustable. From the bottom, right through. Fully adjustable.
So we've got 6 different holes there for the band peg. Baz, this is going to be the first question.
Yes.
Which way does it go in?
It depends which way you would like to use it.
Okay.
But most of the most common way is from the inside out. The reason being is you want to attach the power band on the outside of the unit that it's not in the way of your workouts.
Cool. So I'll slot this in on the very first hole from the inside out and attach the power band over there.
Correct.
Fantastic. So Baz, you use 4 pegs at a time when you use this thing.
You don't have to.
You don't have to.
So you could put these away. Reason why there's 4 there, if you want to double lock your band, they call it, you put it in the second hole. If you want to double, so you put your band around both and up.
Yeah.
Or you can put it around just the one.
Yeah, I suppose if you were to go in over here
and provide more, it'll make the resistance higher.
Yeah, and you went in here, looped underneath that one, that's going to give you a lot more tension over here at the top. And that's why obviously you've got the different settings.
Correct.
Brilliant. Baz, functional trainer bar?
Functional trainer bar, down here.
Does it have a...
It hasn't got hooks on it, but exactly the same way that you would clip into the attachments over here, works exactly the same. So Marco can grab his on that side. Guys, please don't try and attach both at the same time because you'll wrestle with your partner. Let the other person start his side, just like that. Yep. These are different heights, so you'll see it skew. I'll drop it down to... I'm at 2 as well.
Cool. All right, so a quick demo of how to use this. I'm going to go in at a lightweight 23, both sides. Obviously, guys, if you're not going to be using the dipping handles at that point in time, take them off. You can put them wherever you want to store them, and then you'll have plenty of space here. It's just a bit cluttered at the moment because we're trying to show you how everything fits on.
Correct.
So this over here, what I really like about this bar, and I hope it's like that on some of the other units too, it's quite thick, but regardless of that, What this will allow you to do is to utilize both stacks at the same time. So if you wanted to do any form of press downs or lat pull downs or bent over rows from the bottom, which are generally stronger movements, you can utilize this bar over here. The big difference between using this bar for a lat pull down and a normal lat pull down bar would be where the resistance comes from. On the outside versus center resistance gives you completely different contraction in the back and the lat.
This is the lat bar that Marco's talking about. You'll see it clips straight down the center
onto a single one. So in essence, it really, you would think that it doesn't make a big difference, but it really does. I get a much better lat contraction on the double band.
And if I'm not mistaken, this does swivel.
It does swivel.
So it takes the pressure off your wrists when you're doing the movement.
Correct. So, and also in essence, a lot of people don't realize that with a bar that doesn't swivel, you tend to adapt a bad wrist position, and that eventually leads to tennis elbow. Sure. People don't realize a lot of tennis elbow based tendonitis comes from pull down chin and also lat pull down position. So I think that's pretty much it. I don't think we've missed
anything.
Forgot
one thing. People are probably going to ask you if we didn't put it in. What is that hook for up top there, Marco?
That hook is for a TRX or a functional, what's it called as?
So yeah, it's basically just a suspension hook.
Suspension trainer.
TRX hook, and the question's asked, will the machine fall over? No, the answer is no. It's roughly, Marco, I think 450 kilos assembled.
The unit is about 450.
Give or take a few kilos. I haven't got the specs in front of me right now, but so you can hook it in there, and you can do all sort of body weight workout, power bands. I mean, I've even seen people hook boxing bags in there. I wouldn't recommend it because when you're hitting it, you won't have much angle on it as well.
This unit is one of the units that's designed for us. But in the UK, we've got quite often we've got a bit more narrow space. And if we have, and we sometimes do struggle with ceiling heights too, where this unit, to be quite honest, is probably not the best one for low ceiling. But in the design, a lot of questions come in around with why do the feet come out so far in the front, and it's pretty clear to see now with the band pegs in there. It's for that, and also just to balance the unit if you want to do anything moving this way, because with the cables being this long and doing a lot of more functional stuff to the front of the machine, because it's one of the few units that allow you to move quite far in front of it. And that's why the feet are designed the way that they are.
And then lastly, you've got those collars on the floor there.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you would like to talk about those. Those are quick lock collars.
I do, because it's something that comes with the G range of units, and it's unique, and not a lot of people add this into their unit.
Correct.
It's a quick lock collar. Everyone that's ever tried to use a spring collar.
I've got a sample of a spring collar here. Only the Smith bar comes with the quick lock collars. You'll see on the side of the machine is where you store the weight plates, and that's what Marco's talking about. I'm just going to take that off. You'll notice you can also store your Olympic bar when you're not using it for the power rack down here. But this is what Marco is talking about, the spring collar versus the quick lock collar.
So obviously when you've got plates on this machine, the floor's not moving, so the plates aren't going to come tumbling off. But in a gym environment, when you're using this, and you're constantly having to take this on and off of a bar.
It's not as smooth as this one, eh?
It's terrible. And
it also delays your workout.
I don't like spring collars. I'm going to go out there and say it. I don't like them. So, and the reality is, you don't really need to put a spring collar on a Smith bar.
No, because it's balanced.
Because it doesn't pivot. So this comes free with the unit. Slap this onto the additional bar that you purchase with it.
Can I show them how to do it?
Please do.
So you take it on, so basically it clips like that. You just open it like that, slide it onto the Smith bar or your separate Olympic bar that you got with it, and you clip it down. Just as easy as that.
Quick, easy, very basic. Yeah, I'll definitely use this on the additional bar. I don't really ever clamp anything onto the Smith bar or the backrests over there, but I think that pretty much covers everything as much as we can for someone that's intimidated by something like this and doesn't know how it works. I think we've covered everything as to how it works and how to put it on.
Yeah, we definitely have. If you've got any other questions, please don't hesitate to contact Mark. He'll gladly answer them for you.
Yeah, and I've got direct contact with Baz, so if you need any videos,
I can shoot them for you.
yeah. Awesome. Baz, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Cheers for now.